Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. NASA set to go back to the moon. NASA set to go back to the moon. This is an article out of the New York Times, and it reads, Why? NASA is going back to the moon. The agency is set to launch a massive rocket on Monday, kicking off a return to Earth's closest neighbor after many scientists and policymakers had once moved on. We are going. This is the catchphrase that NASA is using in the lead up to the debut flight of its new moon rocket, which could launch as early as Monday at 8:33 a.m. Eastern Time. It is a phrase repeated by agency officials, added as a hashtag on social media, postings, and proclaimed on banners hung around the launch site at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. If you are not a space buff, sending astronauts back to the moon might seem like a big yawn. Why? We already went, allegedly. Why should NASA repeat what it did half a century ago, especially since astronauts will not actually step on the moon for several years? And by that time, NASA will have spent about $100 billion. NASA's official today argued that the moon missions are central to its human space flight program and not simply a do-over of the Apollo moon landings from 1969 to 1972. All right, I got a few scriptures I want to bring out and give you a little insight on why NASA set up spacecraft out of space in the first place. This is out of the book Obadiah, and this is chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Almighty Power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that say in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So Edom has set his nest among the stars, and those are his satellites out in space in the heavens. And he's setting them out there for a specific reason. And we coming closer and closer to that time which he set his spacecraft, his satellite out there in space for. And that's all syncing up with this technology that we are evolving into, where we're going to be part man, part machine, also known as transhumanism. And this is why he went to space in the first place. But allegedly he told you that he landed on the moon. And it's ironic that when you look up the word NASA in the Hebrew, it means beguile, deceive. And that's exactly what the serpent did to Eve. He beguiled Eve and she beguiled Adam. And had not Adam put the woman on a pedestal and obeyed the word from the Most High, he would have never sinned. But yeah, this is the vision of Obadiah on Edom. And let's go into another book and get some more insight on this race of people. This is Malachi 1, and we're going to go down to 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. And this people who Yahweh hath indignation forever is trying to repeat that attempt to make it into the heavens that they did in Genesis when they created the Tower of Babel to reach the heavens. And we're going to find out why they were reaching the heavens for, or trying to reach the heavens for. And we're going to go into that in the book of Isaiah, in the Isaiah chapter 66, verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built unto me? And where is the place of my rest? So this is the whole reason why Edom is building his nest in the stars, to oppose Yahweh for the throne. The wicked, he is trying to get the throne from Yahweh by putting his nest in the stars. He can hope to accomplish that main objective, which is to brand the whole world and leave his mark on the people by implanting that mark under the skin. And he needs his satellites to be up in space, up in heaven, to crown his throne, to get his crown, to leave his mark on the society. He wants to play God. And the only way he can do that is to oppose him by going up into space and taking the throne, or attempting to try to take the throne, by having his mark in people. He will be a God. He will try to be a God. So let me read that again. Thus saith Yahweh, the heaven is my throne. And that's where Edom is trying to oppose and trying to become. He's trying to become the Most High by going into heaven and placing his nest among the stars, so that he may crown and have his throne. And it reads, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye built unto me? And where is the place of my rest? That's why I tell you in Malachi 1:4 that what? Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Because he's trying to get back to that place where he was when he had the whole nation, the whole world as one. And they tried to reach to the heavens, and they tried to build a tower. But what? The Most High came down and scattered the languages so they couldn't complete that. Well, now he's back, and he has this whole thing where he's trying to get everybody on one page. After being taken down and having the whole language scrambled to confuse, now he's using the confusion and flipping it and trying to have everybody come on one accord so he can build this tower back up into the heavens to oppose Yahweh for the throne. Like we read it in Isaiah 66:1. Thus said Yahweh, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. See, Edom want the throne. He want complete rulership. So this is the reason that he sent his spacecraft, his satellites up into the heavens for his ultimate agenda, his ultimate plan. Now let's go into Genesis so we can see the first attempt to reach to the heavens. This is Genesis 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And this was the first attempt to try to take the throne from Yahweh. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of man built. And Yahweh said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and let us go down, and there confound their language. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So Yahweh scattered them abroad from this upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because Yahweh did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did Yahweh scattered them abroad upon the face of all the earth. So now everybody, as far as it goes, is on one page right now. And they're all fighting for rights to that rulership in heaven, in space. So now Esau has his satellite in outer space. Moab, China allegedly has their satellite in outer space, and they all coming together, like it tells you in Psalm 83, and they trying to take down the children of Israel. So this is part of the plan for them to go up into space and get the throne, and to use the throne to further their advances in technology, so that this mark could come to, and they could have a way of branding their cattle. So this is the reason that Edom went into space and put his satellites up there to oppose the Lord, Yahweh. All this going to the moon, they never went to the moon. That's why they haven't went back since then. So now they're coming back with a second attempt. And this second attempt is their last attempt. So now that they have their satellites in space, they figure they're ready for their next phase. And they're getting closer and closer to rolling out with that mark. So this was the whole plan all along, for them to put their satellites out in space and use that technology to further their agenda and push the mark and put it worldwide and have one world order as they did back in Genesis when they created the Tower of Babel and they all came under one language. Now this is going to be one language all over again, except for it's going to be under one order. It's going to be all one form of currency, one religion, and it's going to be for the whole earth. They're going to try to play the role of God, the Most High, with their new form of controlment, with that mark. So this is the real reason they went into space and set up their nest among the stars back in 1959, 1962 to start their second attempt at world domination. So I'm going to close out in 1 Peter chapter 5, and we're going to take it from there. This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, and it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And if you believe that they was striving to make advances in technology all these years, and they just kept building and building to better the fate for humanity with these advances, with these advancements in technology, well, you're gonna fall for the final advancement and take it hook, line, and sinker. Because they have a hook with your hand or your forehead ready for you already. And if you fall for it, they're gonna take no second guess at reeling you all the way in. So with that being said, stay strong, stay in the faith, and we almost home. Shalom.